Are you an artist building castles in the air and wondering how to bring them to the ground? Are you a techie navigating through the vast expanse of AI, ML, and blockchain? Are you simply a young individual looking to inspire yourself and expand your knowledge? You're at the right place. Welcome to IEEE Pune's first ever podcast, Beyond Conversations, where we engage in depth discussions with researchers, professionals, and learners from a plethora of diverse fields. On our first episode, our guest is Akshit Madan, an extremely passionate web and app developer, an amazing content creator, and a unique entrepreneur. Let's head straight to the conversation. Welcome, Akshit.
Hi Aditi, how are you?
I'm great. How about you?
Yeah, I'm also doing good. How are your studies and all?
Well, I'm in my first year and it's all a bit rushed at the moment. So I think I'm trying to manage it.
Okay.
How about you?
Yeah, we are also just struggling.
Okay, so I think we'll get on with our initial questions. I believe that there are a lot of engineering students who are watching our podcast. So the first question would be, how do you navigate, how do you choose the right domain for you when you're starting out? How did you personally go through this phase where you're still looking at different domains and wondering which is the right one for you to pick?
So the time when I picked my this domain, tech domain, was when I was in my first year, and me and my friend were having a startup idea. Like we were just startup freaks, and we just wanted to create something. So I consider myself as a producer. I always try to produce something for the consumers to consume. So in my first year itself, I was having a idea, and that was a software idea. So and it was basically an app idea, right? So I was trying to create a platform where people can create memes and they can also share memes. Right now, there are so many platforms that they are doing, but at that time there was only one, memes. That's an app called memes, and that was only the platform that was doing this at that time. So me and my friend were having this idea like, let's create a app. And for that, as you know, that when we enter into college, we see so many fields, we see so many seniors, teachers, and they say that you have to do this, you have to do that. But we were clear that we have to get into app development, right? So my friend started learning app development using Java and Kotlin. But sooner and later, we realized that even if we create an Android app, again, we have to learn Swift for building the iOS application, right? So after working with Java for 6 months, we shifted to Flutter, and we were having another choice called React Native. That's also a cross-platform framework for creating applications for iOS, Android, Windows, Mac, Linux. But we saw that Flutter is still growing. So that's the point when I realized that I can not only create an app, but I can also create content for the Flutter, because Flutter content is not that much. So this is how I chose my tech domain, and I also started my content creation journey with Flutter.
We'll speak a little bit about Flutter as a growing platform. How do you think it's more beneficial to use Flutter as opposed to the traditional ways of building websites or apps, which is basically through HTML, JavaScript, CSS, and integrating it all together? How is it different?
So when we talk about cross-platform frameworks like Flutter, which is by Google, and React Native, which is by Facebook, so the biggest advantage that we get is as the name suggests, cross-platform. That means you are with the same code base. You are building a software for Android, for iOS, Linux, Windows, Mac, desktop, and even for the iOS watches, right? Smart watches. So this is the biggest advantage that you get when you work with Flutter or React Native. And if I have to compare another feature, that you get hot reload. When you work with Java and Kotlin, you don't get a hot reload feature. You have to run the app again, right? But when you work with Flutter and React Native, you get a hot reload. You just have to hit Control+S, that is Control Save, and your changes will be visible in your emulator. So these are the key advantages or significance of these platforms.
Okay, so for a new learner, I think the most overwhelming thing is the amount of time that it will take to learn a new language, as well as how many concepts do you need to know to actually be able to make something that's of any worth using that particular platform. Can you answer some of these questions for us?
Yes. So I would like to answer this. So recently, like you know about White Hat Junior, that's a company which started pushing junior kids to learn coding and all. But according to me, you cannot push a kid when he's in 6th class or 7th class to learn coding or to make an app. So that's a famous advertisement when Chintu was making an application, right? So that's not the right. For learning application development, you have to know the basics of software development also. You have to be good with OOP concepts. You have to be good with data structures, algorithms, databases, then what is SQL, what is not SQL databases, and all that. You have to be perfect with them. Then and then only you can start creating an application that will be industrial helpful, or that will be useful for the industry, that will be useful for the society, or it is going to make an impact, right? So these are some of the concepts. And yes, you learn these concepts in your second year. Second year is full of basics of software development. There is a subject called software development, right? Where you learn about how to manage your software as a project, or how to begin managing your software, how to begin creating your software. And you learn about data structures, OOPs, databases. And yeah, so these are some of the concepts that you should be proficient with before starting making an app or a website or a software.
Okay. So since you have made a lot of significant projects, as we've gone through your LinkedIn resume and your YouTube, what was the one most exciting project that you've made?
So one exciting project on which I have also created a video, and that is my highest viewed video. That is 43,000 views it has got. It was a emotion detection project. So I used TensorFlow and Keras, which are the Python libraries, and TensorFlow is by Google. And using these libraries, you can import models, you can generate models. And yes, I created an emotion detection, this machine learning model. And I created a video and it got super hit. Yeah, so this is a
great,
close to my heart project.
What is your process of making an app? Not in a technical way, but generally, what is the framework? What are the steps that you follow while making a particular app?
Right. So when you are thinking of making an app, that means you're having an idea. So first of all, you need to validate that idea. So you have gone through the ideation round where you thought about an idea, you thought about to solve a problem that is there in the environment, right? Then you need to validate it, whether it is already solved. What are the disadvantages if you talk about blockchain? What are the disadvantages of blockchain? Environment, right? It's not good for environment. If you talk about the proof of work concept, it's not good for the environment. So that's why whenever you are creating a software, you have to see what are the disadvantages. Whether it will harm the health of the human, or who, like Pokemon Go. It is not good for the kids, right? So you have to go through the validation round. So first of all, ideation, then validation. Then you can go through wireframing. So you have to take a notebook and pen and just start creating the screens on the page itself and start connecting it. So you can also use a software called Miro board or Figma, and there also you can connect your screens. And yeah, this stage is called wireframing. So these are all the non-technical stages, right? I'm not getting into coding part. So after the wireframing, you can hire a UI UX designer if you are not, and you can give him or her the task to completely design or completely think. So these designers are the most creative people, as I know, because coder just codes the app, but designer thinks it in his or her mind and then creates the designs on the Figma, right? So then you can go through the designing phase. So ideation, validation, wireframing, then designing, and then your development will come, right? So you can hire the coders, or if you are a coder, then you can start coding it. Then after that, debugging. So before debugging, you have to also share your application with some people. That is called beta testing. And there you can get the feedback, and then you can work on the feedback. This is called debugging, solve all the bugs. And then you can go into production. Then again, the cycle will go. So this is called DevOps. This is called developer operations, right? This is a complete cycle of operations. So yeah, these are the steps of making an app or a software.
Okay. So you yourself are a designer too. How does designing help you in your overall process? It is an inherently creative process. So how does designing help you? How did you learn it?
Yeah, so I started learning designing first of all, I started learning this Inkscape. This is a software for 2D drawings, right? So then I entered into Blender. I learned Photoshop. I learned Illustrator. So these are some of the softwares that I learned. And the most important thing which I have got from learning these softwares is perceiving the environment. You can just look around yourself. You can see the figures. You can see the geometries, and then you can apply those figures concept or the design concepts into your application. Because now we are into a phase, because when you will go into when you will see the websites of Google or Amazon when they were just released in 1990s, and compare it with them, the websites which are released right now of these companies, lot of difference. So design has drastically improved nowadays, right? And nobody is going to go on websites which are not beautifully designed. So design is a very important entity right now in software development, right? So I started learning designing in my first year itself. I did not know anything about design till class 12. And I also learned logo designing. And yeah, these are some of the things that I've learned, and they have helped me a lot, because you don't have to depend on an external designer. Because currently me and my friend can completely create an app from the scratch till the publishing, because we know designing, we know wireframing, we know how to publish the app. Yeah. So this makes you an independent software engineer.
Great.
Yeah.
Now we'll go forward to speaking about your entrepreneurial venture, which is GrowMonks.
Right.
So when did you start GrowMonks? How do you manage GrowMonks along with all your different interests?
Yeah, so GrowMonks we started in Feb 2022, that's 3 months back. So basically what was the issue was, we were getting so many projects through my YouTube and Instagram that people know that he is a good mobile app developer, and they were trying me. So I thought that if we are getting so many projects, why not to start a venture? Why not to start a freelancing agency which will handle these clients professionally? Because currently recently I was only handling the clients individually, and me and my friend were only helping those clients unprofessionally, right? We were just the individual freelancers, but we wanted to do it professionally. So that's why we started a company, that's GrowMonks. So Monk is a person who is very soul-minded, and he's a very calm-minded person. So we thought that we never wanted to become a private limited company or a company with 10,000 workers working as software engineers like Wipro or Infosys. We only wanted to have some freelancers, group of freelancers who will be like 8 to 10 in number, and we will be very calm-minded. We will not ping each and everyone at night 3 a.m. or 4 a.m. We will be very calmly manage all this stuff. So that's why we named the company as GrowMonks.
It's a really quintessential and interesting name for a startup. Okay. So going on to you as a content creator, as you said, the idea stemmed from your foray into the technical world. Why did you find the necessity to create content to upload it on different platforms?
Right. So I'll go through the complete timeline of my content creation. So the platform which you are seeing right now, my YouTube and Instagram, they are not the first thing that I did in content creation. I started my YouTube when I was in class 11. So I always wanted to, I was always felt connected with these platforms. Yeah. So when I was in class 11th, as you know that we all were like practicing for JEE Advanced and JEE Mains. But I never connected with those stuff, physics, chemistry, and maths. I never connected. So what I was doing is I always was interested in this content creation. So whatever teacher used to teach me, especially chemistry in class, I used to come home and I used to shoot videos. But sooner I realized that this is not going to work, because there are so many teachers who are like teaching professionally this physics, chemistry, and maths. So I used to shut it down in 3 to 4 months, and there I just got like 150 subscribers who were my classmates only. And there then I decided to shut it down and focus on my studies. So this was the first content creation thing that I started in public. And then when I was in first year, I started a Instagram page called Benzene Productions. So there I was like putting the stuff of logo designing. I was designing the logos. I was designing the vector images of people. So this is the second thing. And again, I started in like end of first year, I started a channel, again Benzene Productions, where I was solving the questions of HackerRank and this lead code and all that. But again, I realized that so many people are doing it. Let's do something which is unique. So that time I realized that Flutter is a thing which is not having so many content or so many channels which are not teaching Flutter. So that time I started Flutter teaching, and I also put some projects of Python, machine learning, data science, because I used to connect with that stuff. And yeah, this is how I started the thing that you can see right now. So this I started at end of second year. Yeah.
So that is a really intriguing journey, so to speak. Now that we are focusing on your content creation and how you went about it, how do you actually publicize your content? Or do you like just gather the viewers who come there for the information?
So currently, like the platform which I used for publicizing my content is Google Ads. I use Facebook ads. I use Instagram ads. And I just post on, because LinkedIn marketing is really costly. So that's why I don't use it. And I just post my posters in the groups that are, let's say, Flutter groups. So I just used to post my thumbnails there, and there I get the public. And I also publish the posters on Facebook groups. So there a lot of people are there who want to learn, but they don't know about your channel. So you have to use Google Ads. You have to use these advertisement platforms, because they are going to increase your sales, increase your reach, right? So you have to use. There's no harm in using these advertisements, because they are going to increase your reach, and they are going to get you some likes and comments, and ultimately it is going to power up your YouTube algorithm, and it is going to boost your stuff. Yeah.
Of course. How does content creation help you to grow personally and professionally? I mean, of course, since you have a lot of things on your mind, a lot of things on your plate, I'm sure you always put your time on things that are important. So how is content creation important?
So if I talk about the gains which I have got from content creation, so number one, you are producing something for the society. You are giving away to the society. So that's number one point. So it's a really good feeling. So when you sleep, and so what I used to do is I always publish my videos at night, 1 a.m. or 2 a.m. Because after that you get a very beautiful sleep, because you have produced something and you have given to society. So that's a very beautiful thing to sleep with. And yeah, so this is the first thing, give away to the society. Then number two is you are building a community. So as I have told you that I did not start my Grow Monk freelancing agency that, okay, let's start a freelancing agency and we're going to grab clients. I was automatically getting the clients. That's why I started a freelancing agency. So you are building a community. You are proving the world that, okay, you are good at mobile app development. Already clients are going to come to you, and then you are going to get the gains, right? So there you don't have to spend a single penny to get the clients. You are already getting the clients, right? So you are building a community. Number third, you get a lot of opportunities, job opportunities, paid projects, sponsorships, and collaborations. So I got my first internship in second year using my YouTube only, because he was a US based person, startup owner, and he found me through YouTube and through LinkedIn also, and he contacted me and gave me an internship. And in that same internship in the same company I'm working right now also. That's about 10 months right now. Right. So this is the second thing. Then you get sponsorship, you get collaboration, you get a chance to meet others. Right now you contacted me to get a podcast. Why? Because I was working at YouTube. I was publishing the content, right? So I got a chance to contact with you and talk to you.
Exactly.
Right? The third thing, you get to talk to people. Then it becomes easier to start a startup. As I already told, Grow Monk freelancing agency, because you already have a community, you already have some customers who are ready to test your product, and it becomes really easy to start a startup. So talking about the personal things, yes, my communication skills have grown. I have got my network has grown in LinkedIn, in YouTube. Yeah, so these are some of the beautiful things. And yeah, you are creating something which is going to stay even after you die. Even after you die, there is something that you have produced for the people to watch, right? So these are some of the good things that have impacted my personal life also.
Okay, that's really, really fascinating. Now we'll speak about the process of creating content. A lot of people out there think that it's just an easy thing. You just switch on a camera, you switch on a mic, you already have all your devices in place. What do you need to do while creating content? It's as easy as cooking pie. But what are the steps that actually go into creating content? What are the things that you have to look after while creating a video or say a reel?
Right. So first of all, you have to research. You have to do a lot of research for creating the content, because if you are creating a content that is already there in the market, nobody is going to watch you. Even if you create a better quality videos, nobody is going to watch you because they have already watched that content. They are going to just hit the like if they are your friends, but they are not really interacting with your content, right? So you have to do a lot of research. You have to find the topics which are not yet not yet people have not yet created a content on that topic. So you have to do research. The number one step is research. Then the second thing is you have to shoot a demo video. So whenever I create a video, basically I'm not talking about the videos where I teach coding, because for that you don't need a practice. But for the videos where I'm just sitting and shooting my content or whatever I have to say, for that I just shoot a demo video. And yes, you also have to prepare a complete script, because without script you are just telling the people whatever you are getting the thoughts at that time when you are shooting. But you can write a script in the morning. So I write my script in the morning, because in the morning your mind is really active and you are getting so many thoughts, so that you can jot down on a piece of paper and your script will be ready automatically. So after the script, you can shoot a demo video. After shooting the demo video, you can shoot the final video. Then editing. Then you have to also proof validate it, and always get a friend who is ready to who is always supportive. So I have a friend who always watches my content first in the private. I always publish the video in the private on the YouTube. He first watches it. He gives me the feedback. If there is editing problems or bugs, then I correct it and I make it public. And then you have to wait for the comments and likes. So this is the steps.
Okay. Is it nervous, waiting for those comments or likes, wondering what people will think about it? Does it get you nervous, or are you used to it?
So basically I used to get nervous in the first, because for the first 50 videos, you are not going to get any like or any comment. So this is the reality. You are not going to get anything. You are going to get 2-3 views or 4 views. If you are getting 10 views, then that means your video was really good. So you can consider this for the first 3-4 months, right? Yeah, if you are making gaming videos, if you are making something else, you are going to get sudden engagement. But yes, if you are making tutorial videos or the stuff which is knowledgeable, then this is going to take time, right? So talking about the nervous, if I was nervous, yes, I was nervous in the first year when I used to create content. If some bad comment comes, then you just lose the hope. Yeah, these are just a general thing that you are going to face as a content creator, but you have to deal with it. If you are creating tech content, hate comments are going to be very less, because you are just sharing the knowledge. You're just teaching the people, right? So exactly. Hate comments are going to be really negligible. And yeah, even I have only got 2-3 hate comments till now in 2 years. Yeah, so this is just normal. And you are going to get a lot of likes because you are sharing very good knowledge. And India is becoming a hub of software development, right? So people, even from the US and Canada, prefer watching the tech content of Indians, right? So from there also you are going to get engagement. Yes. So yeah, these are some of the things, right?
Okay. Discussed about your tech journey, about your content creation, about your entrepreneurial venture. Now let's speak about the human aspect of being in tech. I mean, for me, it's a really intriguing field, because you're always on the border of, completely transforming from a human to a robot, because you work for very long hours in front of a screen. I mean, I am still in the initial stages of learning coding. I'm also trying to learn Flutter, which is a little intimidating for me, right?
Right.
So I think we, as people who are working in software, are always on the borderline of staying human and becoming complete machines and getting addicted to our devices, which we all are in some ways. And then we need to, recollect ourselves, refresh ourselves.
Right.
How does doing all these ventures, all these activities, keep your experiences alive as a human? What do you gain from this as a person? How does it, stimulate your mind?
Right. So,
do you ever think about these things? I mean, these are
exactly.
Different questions, I know.
These are very good questions that you get in your first year itself when you are just entering this field. But when you are in second year, third year, it becomes normal for you, right? So there is a fact in software fields that if you are not having the passion for coding, if you are not having the passion for computers, then you cannot survive in this industry, right? Because as you told, you have to stay awake till nights and you have to work hard. because these are all the algorithms. And if you will compare this with the JE advanced thing, JE things, or when we were preparing to enter into college, the mathematics stuff, it's the same thing. We are just coding the stuff. There we used to just solve the problems on the paper. Here we are just solving it using coding, using a programming language, which is just a language to make computer understand what you're trying to say, right? So for that thing, it's the same level of hardness. It's the same level. You're just coding the things, right? So if I talk about the gains which I have got as a human through the human aspect, yes, there are a lot of gains. There are a lot of advantages of entering into software field. There are a lot of disadvantages also, right? So first I'll talk about the advantages. So when you are in tech field, when you are a technophile and you are into the software development field, you get a taste of future very early, right? So you are working with machine learning, you are working with blockchain, you are teaching blockchain, you are teaching Flutter, right? So you get a chance of experiencing the future before it is actually live, before it is actually commercialized, right? So if you are a content creator, you get to taste the technologies before, because all these companies, big companies, they are contacting you to make content on those companies. Because I've also experienced these companies. They have approached me to make content on them, even if their product is not yet live.
Okay.
Right. So there's a company called Flutterflow, and they contacted me to create content, to create tutorials on their platform when they were in beta state. Right. So you get a chance of experiencing it. And yes, this is a very good advantage of being into software development field. And another thing is, yes, your brain is exploring, right? Every time you are just solving the algorithms, you're solving the questions, your problem solving skills are actually improving, right? So you get to perceive the environment in a very different way, right? So you are seeing plants, you are seeing all the stuff around you in a very different way, because you are actually like coding a software. So coding a software is just like making a human, just like making a machine learn whatever you want to say to it, right? So this is a very beautiful thing. And if I talk about all the disadvantages of being into technology, it's not that much good for health. But yes, you can overcome it by increasing your going outs, right? You can just go on a walk in the evening and you will be refreshed, right? You can, if you are into software development field, that means you are earning a lot, right? You are making money. So you should utilize that money, not eating junk foods. You should eat healthy, and you can also go out with your family and friends, and just keep the weekends totally for your family and friends, right? So using this, you can overcome the disadvantages very well, and your health will also stay very good.
Oh, that's great. So these are the small little things that you need to do to keep yourself in a balanced state.
Exactly.
How do you do that? How do you manage all these things? Your hectic timeline, which is, of course, college academics. Apart from that, your startup, your venture as a content creator, your own learning of different technologies. How do you manage all these things and still, find the time to make this podcast too?
Exactly. So it's all about time management. It's how, so what I have, I'll also tell you some of the softwares that I use for time management, and they're really good. So I use Notion. So that's the company where you can manage all the stuff. You can manage your task management. You can manage your content writing. I use Notion every day. Like my Notion tab on the Chrome is always open, right? You can, I manage time there. I write my scripts there. I manage the clients there. Like whenever you have to allot some work to your colleagues or my friends, I use like Notion only for that stuff, right? So Notion is a very good thing. And if I talk about time management, actually, so it's all about how you managing the stuff, how early you are managing the things, right? So whenever, if I'm sitting today, right now, here in front of you, the next 1 week plan is ready, right? So what I'm going to achieve in that next 1 week, my learning plan, my achievement plan, how which client will be served first, everything is planned before. So at least 1 week plan should be ready, and this is the first thing. And when this thing is ready, then I see that I'm only the guy who is pushing my friends. Let's go on let's go to mall this weekend, right? So I'm only the one who is doing it, because you will think that you are having so much stuff to manage. But if you are managing very perfectly, then you will only the one who will be pushing your friends to go out, right? So this is the thing. It's all about management.
Now, this is actually exceptional, because for me, managing my own, learning of new technologies. Again, this podcast and my studies gets really hectic. So basically, I become a kind of, a rude person because there's so much on my mind. How do you mentally stay in this state of, being calm, of actually being like a monk?
Right. So actually, I hear a lot of podcasts. Right. So podcasts are the real distilled information. Right. So by watching or by hearing the podcast, your mind stays really calm because your screen because without increasing your screen time, you are getting a lot of information. You are actually getting the real information. You will not get the information in videos. If you are watching, if your plan is to get the distilled information, you will not get in videos because there your eyes will pain if you are watching long videos. But you can hear 1 hour, 2 hour podcast really easily. So I hear podcasts in the morning and even before sleep, right, at the night. So by hearing your podcast, you can get experiences of other people very easily, right? So this is how I manage my mental peace also. And there are some of the creators I'll like to take their names. So Dhruv Rathee is the one. For using by watching his content, my general knowledge is also improved. Because if you're in technology, it's not like that you have to always stay in tech, right? Your general knowledge should also increase. Your world affairs, your everything you should be good at, right? Because becoming an engineer means becoming an all-rounder. Because if you're an engineer, that means you can do anything. According to me, you can really do anything becoming an engineer. So yeah, this is the stuff by watching Dhruv Rathee stuff. Then Ishan Sharma, who is of our age only, and he's also in 3rd year. And yeah, his stuff is really great. Then Ranveer Alabadia, his stuff is really awesome. His vlogs are really awesome. So yeah, watching this stuff is not wasting your time. I watch vlogs, I watch their podcast, I watch gaming stuff also. I watch Technical Guruji also. Yeah, so this is really fun. By using this stuff, it's your entertainment also. It's your knowledge improvement also. Everything is done, right? So yeah, this is the stuff. I watch a lot of things.
Exactly. What you mentioned about engineers being all-rounders was a very interesting point inherently because what we aim to solve is real-world problems. So if we don't get in touch with real-world problems, how are we going to expect to solve them?
Exactly.
Right?
Exactly.
Okay. Moving on to the next question. I want to ask about your peer group, about your friends. Since in college that becomes a really important aspect of your life, right?
Exactly.
To stay with the right people. How do you pick your friends? Do you pick your friends? Is that a thing that you do consciously?
Yeah, so actually I never pick my friends. I always it's a mutual attraction that you get, right? If you are into tech and other person is also in tech, you are always going to attract each other and you are going to meet, right? So in my first year, I told that I was having a startup idea of making a meme application, right? So it was really coincidence, but another person, his name, I will not like to take his name, but yeah, he's a guy whose idea was the same, and we were just having a lunch together. It was just a mutual conversation. Before that, I did not even talk to him. It was the first time, and he just came up with the idea, let's create an application where you can share memes. So I was really amazed, and I told that let's take it to another level and let's make a platform where you can not only create memes, you can share memes, and you can also monetize your memes, right? So that's how we became friends. And he was my first friend in college, and yeah, we were making more friends. And my friend group, you talked about peer group. My peer group is it's really diverse, right? There are non-tech people, there are tech people, there are people who are good singers, who are good actors. And yeah, so it's a really beautiful group. And but there's one guy who is my partner also in Growmoms. He's much into designing. So his design perspective is really good, and his financial knowledge is also good. So my tech knowledge is good, and I'm really connected with the tech. I stay updated with the tech. So every day we are just sharing our knowledge with each other, and we are growing collectively. So your friend group is the one which is going to make you really successful, because when you enter into college, your parents' impact really decreases and your friends' impact increases, right? Even your teachers' impact really decreases, because when we are into college, especially into engineering college, we really take teachers for granted. We don't listen to them, but it's not good. You should listen to them because they are full of experiences. But yeah, in the real world, if I talk about, yes, our friends are the only ones who impact a lot in college. So you should be, if you are not picking your friends, you should at least monitor that you are into a good group, the group which is going to like make you knowledgeable.
Okay, that's great advice.
Right.
Moving on to experiences again, would you pick a specific experience in your whole journey of creating tech applications or content creation, which put you in a state of elation, of excitement, which inspires you to move forward every day? Can you speak about that one experience that you've had that has changed you?
Yes. So I'll take one example of both tech and my content. Yes. So I'll first like to take content. So when you are making content creation, when you are creating the content, right, you should be really attentive, because I'll just share my incident. So I used to shoot my videos around 8 p.m. or 9 p.m. and then I edit it and then I post it at 1 a.m. or 2 a.m. Right. So this is just a thing which I like follow. So, but this really got me into problem one day, because I was really tired that day and I was just shooting it. I did not realize that my mic was not on. So I completely shooted a 1 hour video and that video was not having any audio. So when I sat for editing at 1 a.m., I realized that this is not having any audio and it was complete waste of time. Around 1.5 hours, 2 hours are just gone. But I got one lesson, that when you are creating content or when you are doing anything, you should be 100% present there, right? You should not allow these small mistakes, because they are not just wasting your time, they are also affecting you mentally, because you are already tired and your 1-2 hours are also gone. Then you will not be able to publish the video that day. That means your schedule is also gone. So yeah, these are some of the things. So you should be 100% attentive at the time when you're doing anything, right? Not just content creation. Talking about the tech stuff. So when I'm into tech, so when I'm into software development, every day I listen so many ideas, because clients they come with their amazing ideas. Sometimes their ideas are really out of the world. Sometimes they're really impossible, but they think that it will be possible and we will just do some magic and we will create some application for them, right? So one day I remember that one was client and he told to create an application that is going to take you to the Mars or take on the stars. Like, this was some of the ideas, and I realized that people are full of fantasies. I don't think that these will not be possible. Maybe using AR, VR, metaverse, these ideas are really possible. So nothing is impossible. It is possible, but at this stage of time, I do not want to go into that stuff, like learning metaverse for a single project. I will learn eventually. I'll follow a proper roadmap. I'll first learn blockchain, because everything behind metaverse, cryptocurrency is blockchain. So I'll go with the flow, right? So the gain from this complete incident is that whenever you hear a fantasy, because in tech you hear a lot of fantasy. Tech is full of fantasies, right? So whenever you hear a fantastic idea or idea with fantasy, you should not get overwhelmed with it. You should think with your soul mind, and you should think with proper attention, and you should consider that idea as your next 3 to 4 months plan. Because if you take that idea really seriously, then you have to invest 3 to 4 months. So my advice is that whenever you are getting a project, whenever you're starting a project, make sure that project is going to have a real life impact. It should be it should be used by the people. If nobody's using that app, then don't create that app, right? So yeah, these are some of the incidents that are really I don't know what they are, but yeah, these are some of the strange experiences of mine.
It's really amazing how you can look positively at wasting a whole 1.5 hour, because I know for most people that would be very, very frustrating.
Right, exactly.
Moving on to the aspect of saying no to things at times.
Mm-hmm.
Do you do that? It's a common thing to be excited by certain things. Like you said, the tech world is all about fantasies, about growing into things that are only imaginary, and then you create a reality based on them. How do you say no to clients who have ideas like these? How do you pull yourself away from projects that you don't think are going to benefit you at that point of time?
Right. So currently, like, the phase in me and my friend are, as the partners, as the founders of Grow Monks, we are just students, right? We have to manage a lot of things. Not only these projects, I have to manage my content creation. then our placements are going to start. We have to prepare for the placements also. It is not a fact. It is a fact that we may not join the companies, but yes, we will sit for the placements because we cannot take this for granted, because placements are going to come only once. Because some people who are into just starting a startup, they think that okay, we have started a startup, we will not sit for placements, or we will not attend the colleges. But this is not the right thing. If you have entered into course, because engineering is a 4-year course and it's a beautiful life, it's a beautiful culture, right? It's one of the most beautiful things in the world, the engineering, right? Because apart from studies, you are going to learn everything here, right? So yes, so if you have entered into engineering, then you should take it seriously. And at the end of third year, a placement starts, so you have to take care of that also, because if you are not getting good placement, then not only your name but your college name is also going to drop. So that I never want. So yeah, this is the thing. And whenever I say no to clients, it's for my advantage, it's for my friend advantage, because some of the clients really come up with strange ideas. So that time we say no, and some of the ideas which I think that we are not going to learn anything, right? So I always take those projects in which I'm going to learn the maximum. It's not about the money. Money is one thing that we are going to get from that client, but it's always about the knowledge that we are going to get, because we are still learners, right? At the age of 20, 21, you're just learning the stuff. So whenever the clients come up with ideas that are really into good tech or new tech, like blockchain, we always take those projects. Like the ideas with AR, VR, metaverse, we always take those projects. But if clients are coming with the ideas which are already been done, or the code is really available on the internet, then we are not a private limited company which are going to scam the clients. We are going to just pick the code from some template marketplaces, and we are going to make some design changes, and we are going to stick to the client, right? We never do that. We are a freelancing agency, and with a freelancing agency, we are a group of freelancers, and we are a group of students, right? Who are learning stuff with real life projects, right? So we always take the projects with real life impact. This is the first thing. So we say no to clients with strange ideas or with useless ideas. Yes. We also say no to sponsorships, because sometimes some companies come by seeing your subscribers and by seeing your views, that they will come with a strange product that they have created, and they will tell that they will offer you good amount of money, right? They will offer, because but you have to see. You should not be overwhelmed with the money that you are going to get. You should actually get into their product. You should see, is their product really worthful, because you are going to advertise it. You are going to take that product in front of your public. So it's not your own fame, but you should also think about your subscribers who have a trust on you and who have subscribed you, right? So these are some of the incidents, or these are some of the places where we say no to people.
Okay, last but not the least, since you're such a well-balanced student and an individual, what is your advice to students who are navigating through these 4 years? I mean, it's quite easy to think at times that what is the point of these useless classes where they're just going to make you sit and write assignments, and for the sake of marks, you're doing stuff. But how do you keep yourself balanced? What are the things that you should most focus on during these 4 years?
Right. So I'll take with the first year, right? So you have passed class 12th, and now you are entering into college. So till class 12th, we are just sticking to the books, right? We're just sticking to the course curriculum. But when a student enters into college, he's just amazed, because he's seeing so many technologies. I'll talk about an engineering college, especially the tech engineering colleges, like computer branch, electronics branch, IT branch, right? So he or she is seeing machine learning stuff, machine learning people sitting around them, seniors sitting around them, coding. They are just with their laptops 24 hours, and they are worried also, because they think that whether they will be able to crack that scenario, or will they be in the same scenario after 1 or 2 years. They are worried and they are fearful. So when a person enters into college, for the first year, he should be just exploring the things. He should be just creating the networks, right? He should be just getting into non-tech stuff. I'm not telling that from the first year you should be learning machine learning, AI, ML. For the first year, you should just explore, right? You should also watch the videos of AI, ML, game development, AR, VR, app development, web development, data structures, and you should see whether you are a competitive coding person, you are a development coding person, right? So in computer branch, you have only two things: development coding, competitive coding, right?
Competitive coding, yeah.
So if you are a competitive coding, that means you are going to crack a Google, Amazon like company. And if you're a development company, that means you are going to become a freelancer, or you are going to like get an off-campus good placement, right? So this is the thing. For the first year, you just have to explore. So when you're in the second year, you have to pick one thing, and you have to start exploring only that thing, right? Whether you can pick data structures, algorithm things, DSA things, and you can start solving the problems of Lead Code, HackerRank, CodeChef, and there are some other platforms also. And if you are a development guy, then you should start one thing like app dev, web dev, and you can get into that, and you can start learning the stuff related to that. And yeah, so after second year, you should, if you are following this plan, I don't think that you will be the one who is searching internships, right? Automatically, you can just apply and you are going to get, because you have followed one thing. You are good at exploring the things. You have done a lot of exploring in the first year. In the second year, you have got an expertise of one domain, and now you are ready with that tech. And the third year, you can just get the industrial experience. Third year should be for getting the experience, the real life industrial experience. You should do as many internships as you can do in third year, right? Or you can just stick to one company and you can start like improve your knowledge there, right? As I did. I just got one internship and I started with Flutter as a software development intern. Then I learned Swift also. I learned web dev also. I got to learn about NLP models also. Yeah, so this is the thing. So you can choose anything, but third year should be for industrial experience. Then comes your fourth year. So I think at the starting of fourth year, most of the students get their placements. So I consider fourth year as the enjoyment period, because you have got your placement. In a journal case, right? You have got your placement. You have learned good amount of tech stuff. And yes, so fourth year, you can just enjoy. Not just enjoy, you can just learn some actual stuff, right? You can learn about how to keep your body healthy, how to how to get into relationships. You can get all this stuff in fourth year, because you have worked really hard and smartly in these 3 years as a proper plan, using a proper plan. And now you can do all the stuff that you really wanted to do in life in the fourth year. You can write a book, you can write blogs, you can write content creation stuff. Yeah, I started in first year because I could not wait. But yeah, if you want to follow a plan, you can follow this plan.
Okay. Thank you so much for your valuable knowledge and insight about your experiences and your overall journey. It was a great experience talking to you, and it was an honor to have you on our show.
Yeah, it was
signing
good
off
to talk to you too. And yeah, this was a great session.
Thank you.
Yeah. Bye.
So guys, that's it for today's video. If you like this video, please click on the like, share and subscribe buttons below. Please share your reviews and suggestions in the comments section. Also click on the bell icon to receive our most recent updates. See you again soon.